to choose. One is the path I've warned about tonight. The path that leads to fragmentation and self-interest.
Just how much power the government has over our lives.
They bailed out all of the major banks and these big investors, but left the people starving.
Most recent study puts the total cost of the war at $2 trillion for the U.S.
Well, I say to them tonight, there is not a liberal America and a conservative America. There is the United States of America.
There's also a good chunk who think the other party is actually a threat to the nation's well-being.
As the world reacts to the news that the United States has been secretly mining unprecedented amounts of global phone and email traffic, the U.S. National Security Agency is building a new place to do it bigger and better.
Asset forfeiture, law enforcement seizes your property without arresting you, charging you, or convicting you of a crime.
6,700-page report being hidden from the public. On average, Americans think 70% of their elected officials use their political power to hurt their enemies and help their friends.
In the United States, the income ratio between our richest and poorest 10% is now 16 to 1.
Department search warrant! Please, department search warrant!
When I was elected in 2008, I said we need to close Guantanamo.
Deaths of almost 200,000 Iraqis.
It basically makes the GMO seed industry exempt from the court system.
The last 40 years, the prison population in the U.S. has risen by 700%.
A new all-out offensive.
And just really brainwash people.
But we have to pass the bill so that you can find out what is in it.
Leaves no doubt that the Iraqi regime continues to possess and conceal some of the most lethal weapons ever devised.
But there is good news.
There was only one presidential candidate that was viewed favorably in his or her own state.
50%. That is the number of American voters who are no longer affiliated with the Republican or Democratic parties.
The respondent said the Democratic and Republican parties do not represent American people adequately.
In short, the libertarian philosophy says that everybody should have absolute freedom to live their lives how they see fit, as long as they respect everybody else's right to do the same.
So we have to really fight for the rights of, I don't care if it's one person in a town of 20,000.
The media and political pundits are trying to understand a new, surging political movement, capturing the hearts and minds of a younger generation.
We're about half a century ahead of our closest competitors in terms of social justice issues.
Libertarianism is all about individual liberty, and it should never be defined by the terms liberal or conservative.
In essence, liberty means that we are the sole owners of our lives and no one person or group of people have ownership over us. People should be free to decide for themselves.
Fortunately, the American people are waking up.
They're looking for an alternative, and that's what libertarianism offers. The idea of free minds and free markets, that you can control more parts of your life.
If you leave people alone to make their own decisions, liberty and civil society and economic growth flourish.
In fact, when it comes to party identification, we're learning that less people are identifying or registering with the Democratic or Republican parties, yet at the same time, more people are registering with the Libertarian Party.
The Libertarian Party believes basically that no one owns you and no one owes you.
So long as the ember burns inside the heart of one man, brave enough to stand up and say, that's wrong and this is right, we're winning.